awesome time wherever you are. Of course, this is Good Morning Core City, and my name still remains Chike. And of course, I am sitting every day with my pretty lady with the golden voice, Esther, in the house. Esther, how you doing this beautiful Tuesday morning?
I'm doing good. I feel good. Like everywhere is just so nice. The weather this morning is beautiful, and I'm just happy. Mhm.
Like the way you just sounded, like I'm feeling good, I'm doing good, everywhere good.
I told you my voice is nice, so I have to flaunt it. You know what I mean?
All right, and of course, it's an awesome Tuesday, and
Yeah.
we have 2 days to Christmas, and
Mm,
I don't know how you're preparing, but I know you are preparing very well
yeah.
because we are preparing very well for you too, and certainly as we always do it right here on Good Morning Coal City, we will tell you how you're supposed to feel for today, and of course tell you what the weather will look like, and afterwards we'll look through our top 10 stories for today. And well, the phone lines will be open as well for you to call in and send out your wishes and as well react to our top 10 stories for today. So today is a very awesome day. I'm so excited to be with you today, and I'm very much more excited that I am today standing with Esther. Like every single day, I'm excited standing with Esther. But without further ado, Esther is going to tell us how we're supposed to feel today,
Oh
and
yeah.
she's going to give us our morning motivation
Yes.
for today, 23rd of December 2025.
2025. Okay. I'll start by greeting you all. Good morning. Good morning. Good vibe, just like Chika has already welcomed you. Okay, before we talk about the plans, the deadlines, or the rush of the season, I want you to hear this clearly that you matter and we genuinely care about you. Now, these final days before Christmas can feel heavy. We know that. And I mean, there's so much movement, there's so much expectations. And for some people, quiet emotions that don't always get talked about, they experience it during this period. So if that's you, please know that you're not alone. You don't have to carry everything by yourself. And I just want to say thank you for showing up every day, whether you're listening on your way to work, in traffic, at home, or just needing a calm voice to start your day. Your presence here means something, and we don't take it for granted. And today, I hope you're gentle with yourself. If you're feeling strong, like I always say, use that strength to encourage someone. And if you're feeling tired, allow yourself to rest without guilt. I mean, it's okay to move at your own pace. Your best today is enough. And as Christmas draws closer, remember this season isn't about pressure or perfection. It's about love, it's about hope, and the simple reminder that light still finds its way into ordinary lives, even yours, especially yours. So take today one step at a time. Breathe when things feel overwhelming, smile when you can, and reach out if you need help. And remember, there is someone on this side of the radio who's rooting for you and
Mm.
wishing you peace. And from our hearts to yours, we wish you a calm, hopeful, and meaningful day. I want you to go out with the realization that you are valued, you are appreciated, and you're deeply cared for.
Of course, we deeply care for you. And when you look at the pretty face telling you all these things this beautiful morning like this, you know that almost if this kind of pretty face will be caring for me, why shouldn't I care for myself? No,
Uh-uh.
if you're not seeing her, just go on YouTube right now and you're gonna see Esther. Go on YouTube and Facebook at Going the Radio and you're gonna see Esther right now. I'm telling you all you need to do for you to, go out there and crush it today. So today is 23rd. Esther, I know how you're preparing for Christmas, but I know you're preparing so strongly already.
Mm,
Mm, mm, mm, mm.
oh, we are preparing. Every
Yeah.
preparation is
Yeah, I
preparing.
like that. Well, we are preparing. Every preparation and preparation, right?
Yes, yes.
All right about now, we're going to look through what the weather has for us today. And Esther is ready with the weather update for today. So, Esther, give us what we are supposed to be expecting today in the weather update.
Okay, we are looking at a classic mix of festive heat and coastal humidity as Nigeria moves closer to the holiday weekend. Across the country, the dry season is holding its ground, but the heat is building up in several of our major hubs. Let's take it city by city, starting from the southwest. And as usual, we start with Lagos. Okay, in Lagos, the commercial capital is feeling the heat today. They will be expecting mostly sunny skies with a daytime high of 32 degrees Celsius. While it's largely dry, there's a small 15% chance of a localized shower, just enough to keep the humidity high. So they'll be having a balmy night for anyone heading out, with temperatures settling around 26 degrees. And moving to the Federal Capital Territory, it's a bright and partly sunny Tuesday. The heat is quite intense this afternoon. There'll be the heat will be very intense this afternoon, reaching a peak of 34 degrees. And as the sun sets over the capital, the air stays clear and comfortable, dropping to 23 degrees in the early hours. And up north in Kano, the Hamatan influence is clear and crisp. Kano enjoys a brilliant sunny day with a maximum of 33 degrees, and travelers should note the sharp temperature swing because as the desert air cools down to a chilly 17 degrees overnight, so sweaters will come in handy if you're out late. And in the ancient city of Ibadan, it's a full sunshine. They're having a full sunshine today. Temperature will hit 36 degrees, so take it easy if you're outdoors. Expect more clouds rolling in this evening, leading to a mostly cloudy night with a low of 24 degrees. And down to the heart of the Niger Delta, Port Harcourt City, it remains consistently humid. Today is a blend of sun and clouds with a high of 32 degrees. It will be a warm, heavy night as the humidity lingers with temperatures around 23 degrees. And finally, right here at home in Enugu, it's a glorious, I say glorious because I'm in Enugu, it's a glorious bright Tuesday. So we're expecting sunny intervals and light winds, but the heat is particularly sharp today. It's going to be hot in Enugu today, guys. So we are going to having a temperature of 37 degrees. We're peaking at 7 degrees. It will be a perfect day for outdoor preparations, provided you stay hydrated. So tonight the air will be clear and mild with a low of 23 degrees. And that's your weather update for today, Tuesday.
All right, thank you so much, ST, and of course, every time you give this for the update, it drop on like now you see Enugu is going to be hot. If you're listening to Esther, you like Enugu is going to be hot,
Please
not
be
like
prepared.
oh, weather go hot
It go hot.
Hey, look at face, weather go hot but then it's part of the season.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things that make the
But
season.
funny, I was, usually we used to experience like Hamatan, like
Mm.
Hamatan breeze, and that's why I love this season. Aside the fact that I love this season because it's Christmas, but then Hamatan, it's giving this mixture of sun, and I love sunny weather. I don't know for some other people, I love it when the sun is out. It gives me this, oh, it's going to be bright, everything's going to be okay. But you see this rainy, cloudy weather, it's not just for me.
Well, unfortunately, Esther, I prefer the opposite. But then I prefer it. It's just that we can't have it both ways.
We can't have it both
I
ways,
prefer
yeah.
it when it rains. After raining, come Hamatan, like
That
under
kind of
one
thing.
day, like it can rain
And
in
then
the
it's
morning,
cold too.
especially in the morning, early hours in the morning, not from 7 p.m., 7 a.m., or like from 3 a.m., 2 a.m., then it rains 2 a.m. and ends by
Then
5
you know what to
a.m.
leave your bed.
Good. Right now with this one, also so by Flavor. And when we come back, Esther will say Flavor again, right?
That is why I was like, if it's not Flavor, who else? Flavor, you need to pay this guy. It's not easy.
No, Flavor is one of my favorite artists, and there's something about
For the
his
right
songs.
reasons, though.
Yeah,
His
for the
songs
right
are really
reasons.
amazing.
It's cool. It comes with this message of late though, but Flavor earlier.
But we know we are eating up the vibes and everything he's giving us. So
all right, let's go on the short musical break. When we'll come back, we'll look through our top 10 stories for today. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
You're now tuned to Go Uni Radio.
headache. You have a headache.
Give me serious pain.
Your teeth. Sorry. Yikes.
See, just dangling.
Sorry. Is it this wisdom tooth something?
I don't know what they call it. Let me check that.
Now is the perfect time. You better join the moving train. Because time and money, that's exactly. I'm not there wait for no one.
What is happening to me? Just carelessness of youth. Carelessness of youth. When I was much younger, I was very careless of it.
Really? Just eat anything. Sugar, chicken.
Yeah, you know now. So, it's not just about eating anything. It's about after eating them, what next?
Yeah, take care of your children.
I wasn't doing those things. Yeah, they say the wisdom tooth, right?
I guess that's
Third molar. Yeah, you won't follow.
okay. It's okay. You eat this
It's not that thing for don't push like this.
No, don't do that one. I beg. What's this for painting filter? Wow. This YouTube or Facebook? Oh, I know it's Facebook that all this kind of thing. So this is like that stuff that's sent to us.
Yeah, it's
So Chike, in those images you sent to me, like this, we're gonna read this, right?
use your
106.9.
use your phone. You're telling me to open it for you.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be using my
I
phone.
was like, away.
Selfish.
Well,
We're gonna be reading the key points first before we put the questions, right? We'll read the key points first.
let's read the headline and read the key points. You saw off reading all those long stories.
Yes.
What is it?
But that means we finish earlier.
I don't want to finish early.
We have a time schedule from 7:30 to 8:30, right?
All right, welcome back. And this is still Good Morning Call City right here on 106.9 FM going the radio. And of course, it's still me, Chike, and the pretty lady with the golden
Esther.
voice. Like, I can always call her the pretty lady with the golden voice. Her first name should be the pretty lady with the golden voice.
Wow.
And then her second name will now be Esther.
Okay, no. My parents catch you.
All right, welcome back. And of course, this is time for us to go through our top 10
10
stories
stories.
for today. We have lots of them for you. And of course, it's a very, well, every day is an eventful day in Nigeria. And so we're going to go through them right now. We have the first story Kogi Poly, that's Kogi Polytechnic sacks staff members for sexual assault and absenteeism. The key points of the story is that the disciplinary actions taken by the Kogi State Polytechnic Governing Council reflects a rigorous institutional effort to uphold ethical standards by purging staff involved in sexual misconduct, chronic absenteeism, and negligence. We're going to read the story, and then this is just for but I will do this one first. So open the next story. All right, and still on this story, the Polytechnic by simultaneously promoting over 500 deserving staff members and uncovering a result forgery syndicate. The management of the Kogi State Polytechnic is signaling a dual-track strategy of rewarding merit while enforcing zero tolerance for criminal and professional lapses. Ultimately, this crackdown serves as a critical measure to restore public confidence and safeguard the academic integrity of the institution against internal systemic decay. So the two big questions to that story, Esther, is first of all systemic accountability.
Yeah.
The question is how can educational institutions move beyond reactive dismissals to implement proactive structural safeguards that prevent sexual assault and administrative negligence before they occur. And of course, the second big question is integrity versus reputation in the light of the discovery of a certificate forgery syndicate. What technological and forensic reforms are necessary to protect the global credibility of Nigerian academic qualifications against sophisticated internal fraud? You know, when we look at the very first big question that we talk about, it's it's
how
it's an
to
en-
prevent the
it's an endemic
abuse.
issue
Yeah.
because we keep having this issue
Mm.
about sexual harassment for female students, and it's something that we really need to start having a critical conversation because
Yes.
it's still there.
It's still there.
It's
Oh,
still there,
it
and
is.
well, it's not like we are vuvuzeling the success of Godfrey Okoye University, but then you seldom hear things like. In
No,
fact,
you
you will
don't
never
hear
hear
that.
something like this
It's more
here.
prevalent in federal institutions and public universities.
Mm.
Yeah. I think we can prevent, it's better to be proactive than counteractive, I mean. Is that the right thing to say?
Yeah.
Yes. There should be conflict students, or they'll say, oh, it's this
Mm.
particular student that did this stuff. And then apart from having confidential platforms where people can actually say these things, there should be background checks on staffs. Like it should be a regular something.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
sometimes some of them were either laid off from a former institution
You're right.
because of something like
Yes,
this, or
yes.
they should
You
be
could even
okay.
check their social media
Of
handles.
course,
These
now
things.
sometimes they might not even necessarily be posting those things. But what I want to suggest is a situation whereby if you're sacked for this, your name will be in
In this
sexual
system,
offenders,
yes.
record. So
Yes,
anybody
yes.
can actually do a background check on you.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Oh, sacked. One once worked at Kogi State Polytechnic, was sacked because of sexual misconduct and all those things.
Yes. And
And once,
also I think that the problem here is that okay, they're saying this is wrong, right? This is wrong. But then there's no like training, awareness. This is wrong. You come out in open and tell your staffs this is wrong on so many levels, and this will happen when you get found or something like that. So I feel like management authorities in universities and public institutions should make sure they keep training staffs, keep drumming it in their ears that this is wrong and this is wrong, and then there should be clear punishments. Clear, and I just love what happened in Kogi. I just hope that other universities will follow suit. Okay, they keep tracking these things and keep removing the bad eggs because they are training leaders of tomorrow. Imagine, imagine making advances at your students and then absentees. They also say something about absenteeism.
absenteeism now,
Mm.
you don't come to work,
They don't come
and
to
then you
work.
still come and claim your pay.
I've had friends in federal school. They're always complaining that some most the exams they write, they just have to read on their own, and that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not even if it's public education. It's supposed to be standard. It's supposed to be giving quality and all that. But then of Kogi will just lead to better
All right.
reforms in other
Yes.
states.
Our next story.
Okay, autonomy battle. Local governments demand direct funds as states receive 7.43 trillion naira of local government employees have thrown their weight behind President Bola Tinubu's plan to enforce direct deductions of council funds from the Federation Account Allocation Committee, even as state governments continue to retain control over allocations to local governments. During the 15th National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressives Congress at the State House Conference Center, Abuja, Tinubu urged state governors to comply with the Supreme Court's ruling granting financial autonomy to local governments. Okay, we have some key points for this particular story. I'm going to go over them. It's saying um, that despite a landmark Supreme Court ruling and a 42% surge in allocations, reaching 7.43 trillion naira, the continued channeling of local government funds through state-controlled accounts highlights a persistent defiance of judicial authority by state governors. This bottleneck has prompted President Bola Tinubu to threaten an executive order for direct deductions, as unions such as Algon and Nulge warns that where the gap between legal mandates and administrative practice prevents increased revenues from translating into tangible and local government, and that we have our two big questions. The first one is constitutional enforcement. If a Supreme Court judgment is insufficient to compel state compliance, does the proposed use of an executive order to bypass state accounts risk a new constitutional conflict regarding the federal government's overreach into the state or local relations? And then we have the second big question. We're looking at fiscal transparency. They're looking at beyond the mechanism of fund transfer, what independent oversight frameworks are needed to ensure the direct local government funding leads to genuine rural development rather than merely shifting the risk of misappropriation from state governors to local council chairman. What do you think
Well,
about this?
the thing is that's the cost to mind the fact that obeying court orders in this country is has become big Herculean thing that
Honestly.
our people still struggle with. Because I don't understand why we should be talking about this right now. The Supreme Court has given the order, and the in fact the implementation of the court order is actually what we're supposed to be looking at.
Yeah, the
Because
problem.
I believe that right now we should get to the level whereby instead of the federal government releasing the federation account together, that's
Mm.
local government funds together with the state funds, they should pay local government money
Mm.
directly into the local government accounts
Yes,
so that
yes.
local governments can do
Yes.
perform their duty adequately.
Yes.
But then it's Nigeria is the issue that we are tackling, because at the end of the day, state governments still have found a way of developing bottlenecks for local governments,
Yeah.
and it's seeming like it's almost impossible for you to implement these things.
Yes.
But then again, it's something that we need to start looking for ways to
And
nip to the
and
bud.
even though, okay, the second question we're asking, even though these things get implemented, how are we sure that these funds will be going into the right thing? I mean, how do we make sure this continues?
Is that this is now where the citizens come in. This is where all the agencies of federal government who are supposed to track user funds like ICPC,
Yes,
like EFCC
yes.
comes in. Monitor what is being done, and citizens also monitor your local government's budgets. Monitor what
Yes.
was allocated in the budget of each given fiscal year,
That's
and
the
then
thing.
look at
Mm.
how was it implemented. And if they are not implementing it very well, it's not left for you as citizens to raise alarm, because we
Yes.
all need to be active in
Mhm.
governance as far as this
Yes.
country is concerned.
Yes.
That's the point.
That's the thing. But then sometimes budgets are not being publicized. Like they're
They
not
are.
really
They
being
are actually no. They
for
are. They
local
are.
government
No, no.
level.
For every level
Really?
of governance, they are. The
Wow.
federal, the local government, the state government, and the federal government. They are. But the thing is, citizens don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Let me even shock you. Let me ask you right now. Do you know the budget of your local government?
Don't know.
That's the
That's what I was
point.
saying. I've not seen
No, no,
them
no.
being
It's not just you. No,
publicized.
it's not just you. It's not just you. It's a collective issue, because we keep complaining that the country is
Yeah.
not getting it right, but we citizens are neglecting our own responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like 90, I'll bet you, in as much as this data I'm quoting right now might not be verifiable, but like look at it, most Nigerians don't know how their local governments function, the budgetary allocations of because they make budget presentations every year,
Yes.
and we don't
And then
know.
there are lots of money.
And
for
inside
these
that
things.
budget presentation, okay, what will shock you? There was a time I was I participated in a symposium, a socio-political symposium by a civil society organization, and then we were reviewing local government allocation for some local government. I won't mention name,
Okay.
but we realized that for the past 3 years, a three particular projects keeps coming up on that particular
Oh my
budget,
God.
and it has not, like, there is always
there's
a
always
budgetary
allocation.
allocation for that project, and they have never
Non-stop.
executed that project.
Wow.
And the thing is, people are not paying attention. Nobody cares. And then our mind is always at the
And the
federal
government is
government
not
and the
doing
state
anything.
governments. The thing is, we are these are federating units, and when we
Yes.
get it right, why do we have local government? We have local government so that
To read the grassroots.
exactly so
Very
that
important.
governments will get to the grassroots, and
Yes.
if the local governments become effective in its functionalities,
Yeah.
most things that we complain about about federal governments, we won't be complaining about it.
Yes.
A good number of roads you ply, even where you're staying, is supposed to be local government's product
True.
responsibility. But then
Yes.
it's what it is. All right, I just hope we just stop, because the idea of the whole thing is
Change
Nigerians
begins
start
with you and me,
paying
guys. We need to
attention
pay attention
in
more.
their
Yeah.
environment, and that's the most important thing we need to be doing as a people, because if not, these guys will always be taking us for a ride,
Yes.
and it should be very, very terrible. All right, still on our top stories for today, we have this other story. Police foil 17 million naira fraud at Lagos Airport. The story has it that the Nigerian police force has foiled an alleged fraud valued at 17.3 million naira, involving imported goods from Canada, with the arrest of a 52-year-old suspect at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. According to a statement made available to Punch Metro on Monday by the airport command spokesperson, that's ASP Mohammed Adeola, the suspect, identified as Moshood Olayinka, was arrested following a complaint received on December 4th, 2025 by the NACO Airport Police Division over a suspicious shipment originating from Canada and destined for Lagos. Police investigations revealed that Olayinka allegedly fraudulently procured goods worth $16,000, that's Canadian dollars, from Duplicom Business Products Limited, Canada, using fake credit card details. The consignments comprised 12 NAC projectors and 12 automatic external defibrillators, that's AED plus, with a total naira value of 17 million 32,160 naira. All right, and still on that story, our big question in the story is always technical vulnerability, because these are
Yes.
things, these are the two big questions we need to be asking. How did a fraudulent transaction flagged by a Canadian company result in goods being shipped to Nigeria before the authorities were alerted? And what gaps in real-time international banking and shipping communications does this reveal? And they caught this guy means that he got unlucky,
Yes.
because that means something like this perhaps must have been going on.
Yes.
And then the global reputation and justice. So the other big question is, will the successful foiling of this specific 17 million naira fraud lead to more robust, permanent legal frameworks between Nigeria and foreign trade partners to deter the use of the Nigerian aviation corridor as a destination for illicitly acquired goods? Esther?
I think imagine the transaction already occurred before it was shipped to Nigeria.
It has already happened.
It has already happened. And I'm surprised how it didn't really get to the Canadian authorities before it got here. Although big kudos to our people for acting in time. But then that shows the difference between the communication gap. There's a communication gap between our authorities and theirs. That international banking system and shipping system, there's a very big gap in communication. So we see that all those activities, banking, trading, and all those, they don't happen in real time. They happen sequentially. So after they have already paid it here now, they're now shipping it, and then they're not communicating what is happening to us. So I feel like there's a gap in intelligence which needs to be breached. And then for the second question, you said something about wait, I think I saw the question. I was on my phone. So how would this incident strengthen the permanent legal frameworks with foreign partners? And you see, this arrest alone is not enough. We need stronger info sharing within countries, within borders and all that. So we need agreements to prevent further occurrences such as this.
Yeah, of
And
course.
honestly, I want to say big kudos to our authorities. This is a big win because on the norms, you know how it used to be now.
All right, of course, it's a big win for Nigerian security, because now always on the news for bad reasons.
For the bad
It's
reasons,
always
yeah.
good for us to hear such breakthrough in security.
Yes. Okay, for the next news story, Delta man arrested after cousin dies during 1,000 naira dispute. Wow. The Delta State Police Command has arrested a 47-year-old man identified as Ezekiel after he allegedly hit his cousin during a dispute over the refund of a 1,000 naira burial contribution, leading to the cousin's death. The command's public relations officer, Bright Edafe, disclosed this in an interrogation video shared on his Facebook page on Monday. According to Edafe, the incident occurred on December 12th during a family gathering. Edafe noted that the family had convened a meeting on the said date after returning from a burial, but an agreement broke out during the meeting over the refund of 1,000 naira contributed by family members for burial rites. Edafe narrated, "This young man was dragging and raining fire and brimstone, insisting that they must give him back his 1,000 naira. In the process of dragging, he started fighting. Somewhere along the line, according to him, while he was trying to wriggle his way out of the fight, he used his hand to hit one of the brothers, a relative of his, who eventually died." Oh, wow. So now, what are the keywords we are seeing from this story?
Wow.
Oh my God, this is for something trivial as 1,000 naira. Look at the key points. So this is a tragic death of a 52-year-old man in Delta State. And While the suspect claims the fatal blow was accidental, the incident underscores a disturbing trend of lethal violence erupting within domestic and family circles over trivial financial disputes. Ultimately, the story serves as a somber warning from the law enforcement about the thin line between a heated argument and a life-altering criminal charge, emphasizing the urgent need for emotional restraint and conflict de-escalation. So our two big questions is one, socioeconomic stress. So, to what extent does the prevailing economic hardship in Nigeria amplify minor financial friction to the point where a sum as small as 1,000 naira can trigger lethal aggression within a family? And the second big question is conflict resolution gaps. Given the recurring nature of these accidental domestic killings over trivial matters, what community based psychological or mediation interventions could be implemented to help citizens manage anger before it escalates into tragedy?
It's first of all, it's an unfortunate development
It's
because,
really unfortunate.
geez, 1,000
And
naira.
as
No one
trivial
want
as 1,000 naira.
1,000 naira, like 1,000 naira, is very unfortunate. And of course, that's customer into our big question because it's not normal.
It's not
It's not normal
normal.
for somebody to kill the brother just
But
for
then,
1,000 naira. But then it's not an excuse. Actually, it's not
Mm.
an excuse. But we need to start paying attention to the core things that's actually aggravating Nigerians. Nigerians are
Poverty.
aggravated. Poverty day.
Poverty. It's because of poverty. See tempers flaring over 1,000 naira.
It's just crazy, and may the soul of the guy that rest in peace. But
Rest in
then certainly the
peace.
full wrath of the law, the full weight of the law is gonna come upon the guy that just did that stuff.
But then
It's,
the next question was saying something about community involvement. How
yeah,
can
conflict
community
resolution
help?
gaps, of
Yeah.
course, because when he was stressing, there could have been, that's where the community comes in. There could have been stronger voices of reason telling him to
Yes.
calm down,
Mm.
or even bringing out the 1,000. Oh yeah, guy, collect this 1,000. Oh yeah, let's see,
Yeah.
let's
Yes.
sort out these things very
Mhm.
well. Because sometimes we take some of these things for granted, thinking that he can't do anything, he's 1,000 naira, and then we have a way of telling the person to go do their worst, and you don't know the state of mind of the person.
Honestly, people are going through a lot of things, and a little thing can just trigger a very serious temper, in fact, violence right now. Because we have treated this thing over and over again.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
last week there was a headline about something like this, and we don't
And
want that to
it's just
continue.
an unfortunate thing. All right, this is still Good Morning Call City right here on 106.9 FM Going the Radio.
Mm.
And of course, this is our top 10 stories for today. And we're still on the top 10 story
Mm.
for today. We have the next story.
Okay. Next story. I'm not there right now. Okay, I'm gonna take this. 28 travelers kidnapped in Plateau community. Okay, gunmen have abducted 28 travelers in Zak community, Bashar district, Wasi local government area of Plateau state. Okay, youth leader in Wasi, Sapi Sambo, confirmed the development in a telephone interview, saying that the victims included men, women, and children. Okay, another resident of Bashar town, Ibrahim Musa, explained that the whereabouts of the victims are still unknown. I'm just going to delve into the key points for this story. Okay. So the key point says that the mass abduction of 26 travelers in the Zak community of Wase local government area, Plateau State, highlights the persistent vulnerability of the commuters and the worsening insecurity in the north central and region, despite ongoing military operations. Ultimately, this incident underscores the severe challenges facing regional stability as communities in Jah Chiefdom and Bashar district remain under siege, necessitating a more proactive rather than reactive security architecture to restore public safety. I'm going to just take one big question for this. Why do high volume kidnappings continue to occur in specific corridors like Wase, despite the presence of specialized task forces? Why is it still happening?
Yeah, that's the big question that we need to be we need to really answer. That we need answer to that question in this country because for crying out loud, most places they kidnap, you will see that there are maybe military or police checkpoints few kilometers from the current location of the kidnap, and that comes to mind once in a while. Some people will accuse some security personnel of collaborating with these
Yes, with these
guys,
people, yeah.
but then this is I keep saying that for us to quell the rising tide of kidnapping in the country, it's not even rising. It's on the apex.
Like on the apex.
It's for us to use intelligence starting from the security architecture of the country, because people profit from it.
Mm.
We're currently, unfortunately, we're talking about the kidnapping economy in the country
Yeah,
because there's an
honestly.
existing kidnapping economy. People are making millions from it. Families are having to part with their millions just to release their loved ones, and it's crazy.
Crazy.
It's
Just pray those
crazy.
people will be found and they'll be released safely. Okay, for the next news story, beating Nigeria would feel like winning AFCON. This was said by a Tanzanian coach. Okay, well, Tanzania has never won a match at the Africa Cup of Nations, but head coach Miguel Gamondi believes their long wait for a maiden victory at the Continental Showpiece could end against Nigeria when both sides meet at the 2025 AFCON in Morocco on Tuesday. Okay, I'm just going to go straight to the key points for this. This is very interesting because this is the jab, a very clear jab to our Super Eagles. Okay, I'm looking for my key points. Okay. Okay, so saying the ahead of the Group C opener, the 2025 AFCON, Tanzania's head coach Miguel Gamondi has formed a potential victory over the Super Eagles as a historic milestone equivalent to winning the entire tournament for his winless side. So ultimately, the match serves as a high-stakes test for whether tactical belief and underdog ambition can overcome the raw pedigree and elite talent of one of Africa's football giants, which is Nigeria. So our big question is, can framing a single group stage match as a cup final, because this is what they're making it seem, as if beating Nigeria is the only thing. So can this successfully motivate a lower ranked team to an upset, or does it inadvertently create a psychological ceiling that hinders their performance in the rest of the tournament?
Well, the thing is, it's gonna be a psychological boost for them. I
Yes.
feel that it's going to go a long way for Tanzania because Tanzania, who's Tanzania?
Just
Where's Tanzania in world
historically, we have
football?
always, I mean, you've always been beating
In
them.
world football, so and then unfortunately, I don't even know what's happening to Spikers' form now. But then I just hope they don't beat us.
Yeah, honestly,
I
because
just
this is a very clear job.
I just hope they
I'm
don't
rooting
beat
for our
us, and then
people.
I just hope that we at least this is gonna be our opener, and then I just hope that we go out there and crush it, and then go all the way to lifting the cup, especially as we didn't qualify for the World Cup. That would be
Honestly,
a consolation to the average Nigerian
honestly.
out there because it's a huge consolation that we're
Mm,
struggling economically, we're struggling leadership wise, and then we at least having relative things to hope on, to bank on, to get us
yes.
excited.
Mm-hmm.
And thank goodness the whole tournament is happening during this festive season.
Mm. Well, but if they cannot sustain that motivation throughout, because it seems like they're only just to win Nigeria. What if they can't? What if they burn out after beating us? But they won't beat us, so.
My own is Tanzania will not win Nigeria. We not go win. As in like Baba,
But
keep
honestly,
dreaming.
if you check their recent evolutions, I mean, I think
Mm.
they have to stand a chance.
Well, every team stands a chance.
Yeah.
What
No,
happens is
they
what you
have
do on
better
the pitch.
coaching. They have better like youth reform programs and all that.
That's the point. We are
Yeah.
talking from analysis. Like, yeah,
Yes.
analysis wise, yeah, they stand a chance. But the thing is, it's a
We
game. It's
is
a
a
game.
game.
So
Yes.
when you go out there, put in your best. Nigerians put in your best, but I know Nigeria go
Show
win.
them.
Show
Super
them
Eagles, show
now.
them.
Made it noise us. Made it noise us. Made the guy just let him just keep
Yes.
wishing. Of course.
Okay, for the next news story, U.S. Embassy to suspend visa issuance to Nigerians. This followed the recent U.S. Department of State's announcement that took effect January 1st, 2020, that will be taking effect January 1st, 2026. It will partially suspend the issuance of visas for nationals of 19 countries, including Nigeria, Angola, Cuba, Venezuela, and several others. So we're going to be looking at the key points for this story. Okay, right. So, by halting the issuance of new immigration and specific non-immigration visas, including popular students FM visa, we have visitor visa, which is also B1, also called B1, B2, and exchange visa, which is in J category, the proclamation effectively places Nigerian mobility to the US in a state of diplomatic and administrative limbo. Ultimately, this move shifts the burden of proof onto the Nigerian government to reform its document security and data sharing protocols or face a deepening isolation from one of its most critical international partners. So, I'm going to be taking one big question on this news story. The first one is looking at the economic and intellectual impact. Okay, with Nigeria being one of the top sources of international students for US universities, how will the suspension of student visas fundamentally alter the long-term bilateral exchange of human capital and financial stability of U.S. higher education institutions.
At the end of the day, yes, I think Nigerians, the innocent Nigerians who are, for example, those that have gotten admission, those that have gotten scholarship, those that already have the resources to go sponsor their wards and sponsor themselves abroad, they are the ones that will suffer this thing. The thing is,
but I think
there
it
was
goes
a
both
reason.
ways.
Yeah, it goes both
Because
ways.
it's also their loss too.
Yeah, it's their loss too.
They
But
get
you
a
and I,
lot.
know that USA is a country everybody is everybody's dream destination globally, not just Nigerians. So
Right.
they hold all the cards, whether we like it or
Yeah.
not. They hold all the cards,
That's
and
true.
it's just for us to, as a country, for us to look into our reputation, because banning a country is just based on reputation. Our
Yeah.
reputation is battered internationally. We are seen as terrorist sympathizers. We are seen as country that harbors loads of terrorist cells. We are seen as country where anybody can forge documents and anybody can get away with it. We are seen as, in fact, it seems like every single bad thing that you could allocate to any country. Niger, they carry first.
Which is very wrong.
We say Niger,
Very
they
bad.
carry last. They be like say we do they carry last for every single thing.
Okay.
So it
Wait,
just
how
costs
do you
money for
want,
us
how
to
do you want
just.
us to react to this then?
No, it's
Should we
there
give them basketballs?
no,
Like,
you can't give.
we
For
ban
kind
them.
of, are you
What do we
listening?
have?
Are you listening to what do you got, like? What's your bargaining chip? What exactly do you have to give US basketballs?
Nah, we don't
Where
have
all of us
anything.
they try. People see you follow prayer sessions, right? All these online prayers. Don't be person dream to get US visa, US
It's
green
a
card.
dream, honestly.
So the point
So we
is,
should just focus.
we have nothing to trade with. We have nothing that we can say, okay, we are withholding this. Just imagine US telling Germans that we're withholding this thing from you like this. You see, there's something. They have relative bargaining chips. We have
Yes, we don't
nothing.
have
We are at the
anything.
beck and call of these guys.
So
The
what
average
should
Nigerian
we
wants to
do
run away
now?
from this country.
What should we do now?
Fix our leadership. Fix our
Yeah.
reputation. Once you fix our leadership, you fix our reputation as a country.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's just the bottom line. That's just on period. Okay, for the next news story, Funke Akindele's behind the scenes hit 512 million naira in 12 days. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, Nollywood film behind the scenes has grossed 512 million naira at the box office, emerging as the highest grossing Nollywood movie of 2025. I mean, we are ending the year and Funke Akindele is raking in money.
Of course, now she deserves it. Hard work pays, and then she's actually been doing it greatly. And
Okay, I have
I
questions.
celebrate her.
I love this woman so much. Okay, ultimately, this milestone underscores the shift of Nollywood into a high revenue phase where strategic marketing and cultural resonance can rival international blockbuster earnings within the West African market. So, my question is, are we having a market saturation or growth? Are we? Okay, let me rephrase this. As Funke Akindele continues to break her own records, because she's breaking her own records annually, does her dominance likely signify a healthy growth for Nollywood as a whole, or does it highlight a widening gap between a few super producers and the rest of the industry's ability to secure cinema screens?
I think it shows one thing, that she has no competition, and that is not really cool for the industry. And Funke has garnered a lot of, I believe she has garnered a lot of expertise, and that's why she keeps producing things that are cool, and then that's why people keep rushing for her videos and all movies and all those things. But at the end of the day, it's a challenge for every Nollywood guy out there.
Yeah.
It's a challenge for even you and I. We can still go into the industry and produce.
I think we need to look at the money. Can you see the amount just behind the scenes?
They didn't create the industry especially for some people.
Oh, dear.
Instant. Anybody can be a player, but all you need to do is just to gather the level of expertise. You need to gather the trainees, the
Yes.
technical know-how, and of course I'll still give kudos to these Nollywood guys. Funke Akindele,
Yeah.
yes, she's crushing it, and then we will hope that a lot of people
Yeah.
get to that level to crush it with
Because there's a
her.
lot of people who are being
But then,
underrepresented.
lack of
Yes.
funding is still a factor, and then lack of excellence to
Yes.
storylines and the rest of them. I've not seen the movie. I've seen highlights of the
Oh,
movie. I've
her
seen
movie. There's something about Funke.
I've seen reviews
It's
of the
always
movie.
relate. You can always relate to her stories. You
Yeah,
can
of course,
always
and
relate.
that's the
I
excellence.
think that's
the
what
excellence
she's
she brings.
milking. She's milking the fact that people can relate to her stories to actually get money, because she's making massive profits, not just for Nollywood. I mean, Nollywood is growing so much because of our people, our producers, movie producers have gotten to know, oh, this is milk. The fact that I can relate to people's real life experiences and our culture and everything, and then they will want to watch these things. I feel like That's just the main thing. And I just feel like other producers should be represented too.
Yeah, you should be, but then nobody hands it over to you now. You have to
Yes.
work for it now. You have to
Yes.
put in the work. And then congratulations to Funka Kindele. Come on,
Congratulations
reckon
to
in
her.
512 million naira under
Just
12
for
days.
behind the scenes.
Just for 12 days. Yeah, under 12 days
That's
is
amazing.
is amazing. Congratulations once again
Yes.
to Funke.
Okay, for the last top story for today, ADC. It's coming from ADC. 2026 budget is a debt trap masquerading as a reform. Okay. In a statement titled A Budget of Quick Hand, Debt and Wishful Thinking, the party said its team of economists reviewed the proposal and concluded that despite being presented as a budget of consolidation, renewed resilience and shared prosperity, it merely entrenches what is called the administration's poor fiscal records. So the headline here is saying we're saying 2026 budget is a debt trap masquerading as a reform. What do you think about this, Chike?
Well, it's they have their reasons for it because we're talking about the big question, the fiscal realism. So it's a budget built on optimistic oil production targets. Like it's
not
you know
making sense.
it's not like we have
have not gotten there.
it's not built on something strategically achievable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's optimistic. Yeah, you could say it's strategically
banking
achievable,
on-
but we are
banking
banking on hope,
Which is wrong.
which is totally wrong. Come on, which country? I will say it in pidgin. Which country we want make headway? They bank on hope. You bank on strategy.
Yes.
You bank on planning, critical planning, and then you can't strategize and plan on nothing. You
Yes.
strategize and plan on successes or even failures you've had from the past. So I just hope that well, there's no point hoping because each year like this, these guys keep.
This is just setting us up for a very
they don't disappoint us anymore. They in fact, if they do it right, it will be like a disappointment.
I don't know what this means. You have to resort to borrowing, and we're already owing so much. You know, we were just going to be handing the next generation with bills instead of benefits.
I do hope because there are loads of things coming in 2026 that
Yes,
Nigerians haven't
so
really
much.
realized it. Yesterday we talked about the taxes, and
Oh my
then
God.
today we're talking about the already passed budget, and then we're looking at the certain gloomy picture that's been painted on how it's going to be implemented. I just hope 2026 won't come as I'm hoping it will come like so gloomy. But then we can change the narrative as a country, as a people, when we wake up to our responsibility to hold government to account, you know, and tell ourselves that okay, see, these policies affects me, affects my life, affects my well-being. Oga, what exactly are you doing? You understand? And then all of us collectively, because we're all Nigerians, whether you're a military guy, whether you're just an average citizen, whether you're a policeman, whoever you are, the policy affects you. Nobody's immune to bad policy, and everybody is we are collective beneficiaries of good policies.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Esther, for reading out the top stories for us, and that's where we wrap it up with our top story for today. And of course, unfortunately, it didn't call again this week, and hopefully we will be looking forward to see you call again by tomorrow. All right, this is where we will be wrapping it up this morning on Good Morning Coal City, and it's been fun with you. It's been fun with Esther as well. And of course, right now, and every day you join us live. Remember, our Christmas party is coming up on the 25th of December, Thursday.
Save the dates. You don't need to save it. Everybody knows.
It's going to be a fun day because you will see myself, Esther, and the amazing gifts in the studio where together we're going to be
spending Christmas morning with you.
Of course, give